Good morning, Dr. Gary, Nicholas, and Shankar. My name is Yuanbo Li. My student number is P258-6865. Today I'm going to do a presentation about the change and innovation of Green Mountain results. This is the contents of this PowerPoint. It consists of 5 parts of slides. They are organizational context, failure of change management process, change will succeed, reflection and references. To start with the organizational context, Green Mountain result was a small result of golf, tennis, and skiing on machine-made snow. But it lost its original meaning with some human factors. With the sold out of the real estate, the primary developer was failed, and the former banker built a community in the result. Gunter was a member of management. Within the motivated of ownership, Gunter became to the owner and decided to make the result in first-class level. The turnover of staff was a main problem with geographic factor. It was hard to keep the good employees to stay and broken the operation of first class. Gunter was attempted to reduce the turnover by some implements, but it made worse. Then Gunter called a consultant to help him to find a solution. With discussed with consultant, they decided to change the perspective of turnover issue, and it was succeed eventually. Now let's turn to the failure of change management processes. According to Dr. in 2012, consulting firm studies and executive interviews, failure rates for organizational change implementation range from 60% to 90%. There is another theory from Jackson in 2009. He claimed that poorly implemented change management programs trigger cost overruns, fall short of the target outcome, or goals can be affected employees' morale and relationships. In Green Mountain result this case, there are 3 main factors cause the employee left. They are reduced turnover, term contracts, and benefits related with time. The next slide shows the one change lead success. Literally, the problem had been solved, neutralized from other perspectives. It might be better to say the problem had been dissolved. That is, it had been neutralized and by being given a new context, now had no effect. What had once been a liability was now transformed into an asset, so there was no longer need to engage problem solving. One distinguishing feature of which that change interventions are directed at solution. At Green Mountain, continuing efforts to reduce turnover were interrupted by a technique of reversal. That is, finding a possible interpretation of the fact opposite in meaning to the generally accepted interpretation. Last but not the least, the case of Green Mountain result is an interesting example of change management. Turnover is a difficult problem in Green Mountain result. It was hard to keep employees long-stayed from its location, but it was successfully changed from other perspectives. On the one hand, turnover problem still existing in Gunter's organization. On the other hand, Green Mountain result had reformulated strategy of recruitment. They offering the promise of rapid career development to attracting more high-potential people to solve turnover problem. When employees left for better job, they tended to be high performer in their new job, and Also, they have more promotions. What was more interesting, they attributed their success in large measure to training and early responsibility they had been given at Green Mountain. Green Mountain continued to fast-track new hires on other results. Eventually, Gunter had expanded his own role to be a mentor. These are the references. Thank you.